is happening, guys? This is Jasper Hamlet and welcome to Alphabet Money. So I'm super excited to run you guys through what has quite frankly changed my life. This information I'm about to share with you, it's literally shaped my entire lifestyle, and it took me years to figure this stuff out. I went through the trenches. I have literally been through every hurdle that you can possibly imagine, and I've come out the other side with enough knowledge to basically help you guys change your lives within a matter of like 6 weeks. This is a combination of like 9 years of my knowledge combined into like 3 or 4 hours worth of video, which hopefully you are going to absorb and see the value in. Okay, so how this is going to work, guys, I'm going to give you as much free info as I can, and at the end of this first half of the course, which is going to be free, you guys are going to have the ability to invest in the second half, and I'm really hoping that you see the value in what I'm providing you. So let's just get straight into it and recognize the fact that you guys are probably selling time for money right now. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is restructure your idea of how money is made. Most of you show up to work, you spend time, you sell that time and you get paid money. Okay, now I want you to think of an analogy of like a kid that gets offered like a bag of lollies versus like $100, right? The child doesn't know the difference between that $100 and the lollies. Most children are going to pick the lollies because they don't understand how many lollies that $100 is going to buy. Okay, now I'm going to assume that you guys are in a way quite similar to that child, in the sense that you think that your time is associated to a certain dollar figure. Well, I'll tell you now that it is not. And the reason why is because you can provide a huge amount of value with your time, and that value can be provided ongoing to somebody, which I'm going to explain to you. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but we're going to get into it. All right, now, Alphabet Money. You're probably wondering, what is Alphabet Money? Well, Alphabet Money is constructed around the Alphabet Group. Okay, so Alphabet is the group that owns Google. Okay, now Google is obviously huge and you guys will use it every day. Alphabet is actually the second or the third. It swaps between Amazon and Alphabet usually. Apple is number one. But yeah, Alphabet Money is designed around the Alphabet Group, which is Google focused. Okay, so everything that we're going to do here is focused around Google. Now you guys use Google to find whatever you're looking for every day. That's great. Okay, now what I want to explain is that searches that are made on Google, every time you make a search, that search is usually led to a purchase. Okay, so whoever's popping up on the top positions in Google, those people are making the most money. Okay, so instead of using Google to make searches every day, you can still do that. I'm going to teach you how to make money out of those top positions. Okay, now this isn't going to be something that we're going to go out and sell as marketing or advertising, because that area is so saturated. Okay, and it's all about how you package something. So instead of giving somebody the opportunity for you to do marketing for them, they're probably going to tell you to piss off. What is the purpose of marketing? The purpose of marketing is to get a customer, right? So instead of saying to somebody, hey, we're going to do your marketing, or do you want us to do your marketing? No, we're just going to offer these people customers, simply, plain and simple. Okay, so let's get straight into it and let's talk about how we're going to do that. All right, now you're probably wondering, all right, like this is sounding a little bit too good to be true, but it's actually not. Okay, now this whole concept is constructed around what's called an MVO. Okay, now that stands for a minimal viable offering, which means what is the least amount of work that we can do to provide somebody with a viable offer. All right, so how are we going to do this? What's the easiest way to get someone a customer? Well, you could stand out on the street holding a sign if you want. You could run, down the road yelling at people, telling them about this business. You could even, tow a sign behind a Cessna through the sky if you really want to go that far. Or you can actually recognize that every single day there's people searching for dentists in this catchment, in this area, and that this dentist, he's only getting 5% of the work. So what about the 95% of the other people looking for dentists that aren't going to him? Why aren't they going to him? Well, probably because they don't know about him. Okay, they're not seeing him when they're searching. Okay, so he might be on page 2 or page 3, and what we're going to do is we're going to put him on page 1. And the second that we put him on page 1, he's going to feel what that feels like. He's going to be getting all this new business from all of these people searching for dentists, and they're all going to be high quality inquiries because these people need a dentist now, and essentially we are going going to be the ones providing him with that value. So long story short, he is going to start relying on you, because you're the one bringing him these inquiries, to keep his business growing. And if you disappear, his business is going to go right back to the way it was, and he's only going to have 5% of the market share in his local area again, and he's going to be wishing that you were still around. Okay, so you can imagine if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these dentists in different parts of the country or different locations, all generating inquiries every day, and you're getting paid for every single inquiry that comes through. You're getting the second part of that. If we bring this guy a whole bunch of new work that he wasn't getting before, and we put him at the top of page 1, and we get him to experience what it's like to be the best, the #1 listing on Google in his area, essentially he's going to be growing his business fast. He's going to have all these new customers coming in that you are bringing him, all right? Now, if you stop bringing him those customers, his business is going to go back to the way it was before. He's not going to want that. He's going to want you to keep doing that for him and keep growing his business, which is how you guys are going to end up making money and stacking cash, because you can imagine if you have one dentist who's generating these inquiries, and then you have another one, and a third one, and a fourth one, and they're all paying you at the same time for these inquiries, that you are going to be, sitting back, you're not selling any time, and you're going to literally be charging these guys per inquiry. Okay, now I can teach you guys how to do this. I'm not going to teach you about setting up Google ads and all the complicated stuff, because realistically, I've never even set up one single Google ad in my entire life. Okay, and I've run 250 million Google ads. Okay, I have people who set them up for me. They're experts the same way I'm an expert at talking to people. I'm a people person, not a techie person. So you don't need to learn all this technical bullshit. I'm going to teach you guys how to communicate and how to sell this. This is really what it's about. It's about sales. It's about communicating value and ensuring that that person feels like they've made a good investment. And the minute that you convince them of that, and you keep providing them that value ongoing, they're going to become a partner. You're going to become their partner in their business. They're going to be relying on you to grow their business. Okay, so let's talk about how we're going to do that, and how this MVO concept is structured. And